What's going on, guys? It's Jada Black. I want to talk about a singer by the name of Bebe Rexha. That's how you say her name. And how she is speaking out against a male music executive who said that she was getting too old. Yes, this is real. Now, actually, I did a live stream about this particular person some months back. She had put it out there that there was an NFL player, a married NFL player, that was trying to get with her, sending her text messages, wanting to get with her. But what was very interesting about that whole situation, and why you haven't heard anything else about it, is because why are you communicating with a guy you claim that you don't want to be with, that you claim is, trying to mess around on his wife, and that's not the situation you want to be in, unless you actually want to be in that situation. Now, I did a live stream about her on my Jada Black Live Streams 2 channel. I actually put up a stream clip too. You can go over there and check it out. But this particular topic was very interesting to me when I saw it. She's calling out this male music executive for stating that she's getting too old, because she's becoming 30. Now, the music industry can be very brutal, especially with honesty. This is the first time I've heard this. I think that she was having a private conversation, I truly believe. And what happened is she got offended, instantly because of the type of conversation that was being had. Because if you look at her Instagram, she is a very curvaceous Caucasian female. And we all know that in that particular community, certain women are not going to get as much attention as others. Okay. She even posted a pic in a two-piece on Instagram just to show people that she still, has her looks body-wise, I guess, And let me just say this though. What I have noticed is that you have women like her who comes from the community that she comes from, who do have an insecurity when it comes to their looks. Okay. And in Hollywood, 30 is a little bit too old for a lot of women. I'm speaking on Hollywood. I'm speaking on entertainment. A lot of those guys date younger women, and that's why you see the Leonardo DiCaprios of the world. People scrutinize them because they date younger women. Because you have women who are in their 30s and 40s who want to date those guys, and those guys aren't interested. The guys that they want. So let's look at this article from Yahoo. It says Bebe Rexha is calling out a male music executive for telling her she's getting too old ahead of her 30th birthday. The singer-songwriter, who celebrates the milestone birthday on August 30th, shared a steamy snapshot of herself in a black lingerie by way of a response to the Exec criticizing her over her age and social media presence. Her reply has been applauded by many of her fellow music artists, male and female. Along with the black and white mirror shot, Rexha wrote that the unidentified person chastised her because he thinks she was getting too old and her brand was confusing. Let me just say this. There's a lot of successful female artists who are over the age of 30. Look at Beyonce. Do you think, has Beyonce come out yet and said that there are people saying that she's getting too old? No. That's a difference between talent and fan base, and the fact that she's married to Jay-Z, and this Bebe person isn't married to anybody. That could play a part into the insecurity. And also, again, when you have somebody who, one of these curvaceous Caucasian females who probably didn't get a lot of attention from the guys she wanted from her in our own community, that seeps over into her career. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these female artists have heard that once they get 30, over 30, that they're going to be considered too old. But again, you have to look at your music. Like, who is your audience, And I think that's what the guy was getting to. I'm not defending him at all. I'm just saying that the reason why he would tell her that her brand was too confusing is because she wants to be known for talent and, you know, be an example for women, but she tries to be, you know, very, you know, visually appealing at the same time, you know. And I think that was why he was saying what he was saying, you know. And he was being honest with her. I mean, would she have liked it better if he had lied to her? That's the thing. Like, women, that they want honesty, then they don't want honesty. I guess they only want honesty when you actually like what they like what you're saying. And that's why they end up getting that dose of reality that they don't want. They end up hearing stuff that they don't want to hear, because for so long they're listening to people, you know, lie to them and not be honest with them, you know. The Exec apparently pointed to the photos on her Instagram, saying that's not what female songwriters are supposed to do, especially for my age, she wrote, before adding, I'm 29. Well, that doesn't fly with Rexha. She makes her own rules and won't be put in a box, she wrote. That's what a lot of female artists these days, they want to be appealing, and then they want to be taken seriously for their talent. Again, I don't care what she does, you know. I don't, you know, she has a nice shape on her, man. You know, I mean, it doesn't bother me. and well, I will say this though, she does show a lot of her curves off, but she's not like some of these other females who show everything. You know, she keeps clothed. But I just, you know, for her to get super offended by this, by honesty, about how the music industry is. Now, I can understand if it's a person that you didn't know, or maybe it's a person that she don't know. Now, maybe if she knew the person, she would not have reacted the way that she did. But again, would you rather that person lie to you or tell you the truth? Rexha added that with just a couple of weeks to go before turning 30, I'm not running away from it. I'm not going to lie about my age or sing songs that I feel will sell better because they sound younger, she wrote. Instead, I'm going to celebrate my age because, you know what? I'm wiser, stronger, and trust me, I'm a better lover than I was 10 years ago. She got to put that in there. Rexha, who was the 5th coach on The Voice earlier this year, has received lots of supportive messages in response to her posts, including from other musical acts. Rita Ora told the songwriting queen that she is beautiful and getting better by age, and her talent sings for itself. She urged her to keep making those rules. Natasha Bedingfield says, I know this story and this kind of advice is so BS. I love you. Jamie Lynn Spears says, hell yeah, effing right. Alex Paul and the Chainsmokers, they left emojis. Alex Paul says amen. Neo says amen, mama. Let's see, people are, you know, leaving, you know, some nice things to say about her post, you know. Well, Rexha was nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys this year. She's not new to the music industry, have been working in it in one capacity or another for a decade. She's been known for getting real with her growing number of fans, sharing in April that she had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and saying that she will sing about it on her second album. Her first album, Expectations, came out in 2018, and she'll be touring for the rest of the year supporting it. That whole bipolar thing, I think it explains her going off on the unidentified NFL player earlier in the year. I think that makes a lot of sense now. And what's interesting, let me get back to that. What's interesting is that she never blocked the guy. She posted his messages. Not posting messages. She did post one message about their exchange, but you don't block the guy, which lets me know that you you still want to have some type of relationship with him. You want him to leave his wife. These dudes aren't gonna leave their wife. Come on. But anyway, I think that you got these women, man, who are in their 30s and their 40s. Some of these women in their 50s, and they still want to look good for the gram. You know, still want to look good for the gram. They're going and getting these, these procedures in order to look like the women on social media, to compete with those women. You know, and again, I think that Bebe has some insecurities, I believe, from the community that she comes from. Now, again, she could have grown up in a melanated community. Maybe she did. I don't know. But I just think that she really took to heart what this guy said, because it exposed an insecurity she has in her age and getting older and not being seen, as attractive. Because the one thing a lot of these women want to be seen as, no matter how old they get, is attractive. And what's crazy is that they don't even have a man. They don't have one. Maybe those words wouldn't have hurt as much if she had one. And I know there's some of you that's gonna know who she is. There's a lot of you who probably ain't gonna know who she is. But I think that the crux of this video is that you have women who are in the industry, okay? And they're so concerned about their looks and looking the best and getting the most likes and shares more than they do the music. Because at the end of the day, the music should matter. Not if you're getting a bunch of likes on your post. That's why she put this post up. This post that she put up on Instagram, where she's criticizing this guy in the industry, has over 1 million likes. And of course, she has to call out the male, as if there aren't females criticizing you too. But we're gonna go at the big bad male, because men are just they're easy to criticize. It's easy to criticize men in the industry. They're an easy out. It's kind of like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj will criticize every man in music, but when it comes to women, she ain't got time for it. She gonna do subliminals. She gonna run from it. But when it comes to men, they're easy to go at, because a lot of these guys are scared to respond. Now, some will respond, but others won't, because they don't want people going at them for responding. So these women know they can say this and they can make these claims, and they know these guys aren't going to say anything. Now, as far as Bebe is concerned, Bebe needs to understand this. As long as you're putting out music people want to hear, you shouldn't worry whether 30 people are gonna, you're not gonna be looked upon as as attractive as you was before. If you feel like your brand is in a good place, I mean, she has almost 9 million followers on Instagram, so obviously you have a base, but if you want to use this motivation, use this motivation. I just feel like she has a deep insecurity when it comes to her looks and her age, and you can see it with this post. And I honestly believe that she ain't the only one.